guess you're ready for some bit of bottle, yeah? Alright guys, so apart from the fact that I actually don't like them, this vent mount is actually giving a lot less vibration and it's too low. It's just way too low. They're no good right down there, they really need to be near a sort of head height. So, you know, but actually I'm quite impressed with the lack of vibration in it. Now this is one that I actually won it, strangely enough, just by commenting on a video of it's DPNH Tech. It's Dave Parent. Now he's from Stateside, and this is actually a square jellyfish one. They were obviously sponsoring the video, and I won one. Now it's actually a really well built bit of kit, to be honest, and it's quite different the way it fastens onto the vent mount. Now obviously the spring loaded section is actually very strong springs, so you know, and that's the bit that clamps the foam, but it's really well built. I'm actually very impressed with its build quality. It is too low for vlogging, definitely, but for sat-nav, general stuff like that, absolutely great. Other than the fact that they do tend to snap parts of your vents, you know, which obviously isn't any good. Nobody wants that. Now, obviously, there's new rules. Well, not new rules, but they've upped the actual fines for using a mobile phone now, haven't they, in the UK? Obviously you can't be holding it, and using apps is totally out the window. Now how they're going to police it I don't know, because obviously we have apparently had a reduction in traffic police, but I wouldn't say that was true around here. We still see quite a lot of them. As you all well know, I got pulled a few weeks ago for my MOT was out of date, which I didn't realise actually, which was just totally it's my own fault at the end of the day, innit? But I now have a little tag. They put a little tag on it for me on my key ring to tell me when my next one's due, so I've got no excuse really now. But yeah, the fines are now much heftier, or are going to be. We're looking at the fine was £100 and 3 points for being caught on the mobile, or that was like the minimum. Obviously it would depend on whether you caused an accident or something like that at the time. It's now they're doubling it all, so you're looking at what could be a minimum basically of a £200 fine and 6 points. So obviously a new driver could lose their licence straight away. So obviously you get caught twice. You know, as somebody who's been driving longer than 2 years, you've lost your licence. Now I don't know. It's all very strange. I mean, what do they call using the mobile phone? If you're using your phone for vlogging in a car. I mean, obviously I'm concentrating more on the road. You know, I look more at the road than I do down at the camera. But if I change it for a camera, it's still really, it comes under the, are you driving dangerously? Have you got due care and attention? And unfortunately, it's going to remain a tough one really, because at the minute, you can have legally a hands-free conversation on the phone. You know, but obviously, it's a known fact that it's the conversation that actually affects your concentration on the road. But they haven't actually done anything about that from a law point of view. Whether they will in the future, I don't know. But, you know, anyway, it's absolutely raging hot today. When I say raging hot, it's 20 degrees. It's absolutely gorgeous day, very little cloud around. Yesterday it was grey. We had rain all day. One day, I can't remember one it was. Friday was quite rainy and miserable. And I am just dropping my grandfather off. Right, I'm going to move you. Right, we'll have to put up with the vibration because I really, it's just not the place for vlogging really. It's a shame. I mean, I've got nothing that I can sort of clamp it to either. But I have got one coming in for review actually, another clamp now. It's got a bigger base than that, so I'm hoping that I can still fasten it somewhere. And it's got a screw mount in it for, what do you call it? You know, for like a tripod thread sticking out of it. So hopefully, because obviously I bought that clamp that had a tripod thread in it. So anyway, down to Tesco's now. Go and get some bits and pieces. I think we're having. It's bloody warm, but I think we're having a stew today. I think I'm gonna have a beef stew and some big Yorkshire puddings. Nobody fancies like a big dinner or anything today, so. But even a beef stew, really, that might be a bit. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so yeah, the weather's been very hit and miss, but it's absolutely gorgeous today. Really nice day. I got that time lapse you'll see at the beginning on Friday night, actually, from the back window, which it's turned out quite a nice bit of time lapse actually. And it actually culminates in, I've obviously chopped a bit out where it's just black, but it culminates with, because you can just see the village church in it, and you end up seeing the lights flicker on the village church, you know, which, you know, the floodlights that come up from the bottom, which sort of threw me at first what it was. I was thinking, what's that? Like, you know, I haven't got somebody's bedroom window, and I was sort of going back between the lit part and the dark part, and then I eventually realised it was the village church you could see. So that came out all right actually. A lot of cyclists out today, which you'd expect. In fact, I've just seen one going through the lights. Got a trailer on it actually, so they're obviously doing a bit of camping and what have you. Oh. So I hope you lot have had a good week. Mine's been okay-ish. Work got a bit hectic here and there. Let's just let these bikes through. Lots and lots of push bikes out, which you'd expect anyway with this weather. But it's become, you know, really sort of like the sport of choice at the minute, and you can see it slowly building up over the last year or two. More and more people were taking to cycling, especially road cycling. Starting to see less mountain bikes and more road bikes again, which you know, is to be expected, I suppose, when you get the sport on an international level coming into the country and doing like sections of like the Tour de France in what have you in the UK, and then of course we've now got the Tour of Yorkshire that goes on. So, you know, it's becoming quite a popular sport now. But I'm just trying to think what was I going to say. Yeah, I think that other mount's turning up today. I wish it had turned up earlier actually, and then I could have been using it. See how it works. I'm just trying to think who it's from now. Can't remember. And then I've also got some other bits and pieces still on the way. I've got loads to do actually. Who keeps blowing their horn? Idiots. Don't know what's going on. Don't know, I think they're just friends messing about with each other, to be honest. But there doesn't seem to be any road rage coming from it, because I remember seeing some road rage in Hull the other week. A few weeks back I went and did a delivery, and there was a wagon that came sort of like hurtling down the near side of me on a dual carriageway section in the city. He was obviously in a rush, and then he sort of like switched lanes and jumped in front of me, and he was being quite a pushy driver really, and then he met up with a van and nearly ran the van across the road, and it was getting quite tense, and then you could see all of a sudden both vehicles stopped, and I don't know whether the wagon had actually done any damage to the van. They sort of like did a semi-collision. I don't think they actually collided or anything like that, I'm not sure. But then all I know was you hear this shouting, and my window was partially open, and you hear this shouting as I got nearer. And I couldn't actually see punches being swung, but I could definitely see somebody get shoved, sort of like semi behind the back of the wagon. I couldn't quite see what was going on. But then as I got further past, I just heard them laughing. So I don't know quite what went on really, but yeah, so that was a bit of road rage that took place. Not the best thing to see on the British roads really, I suppose. But yeah, so anyway guys, I'm going to go and get my shopping done, and I'll catch up again. Feel the pressure, now play my game, I'll test ya. That mount I was on about, it turned up, and there it is there. It's from Fat Gecko. So it's alright, I'm talking to me. Alright, Fred? Yeah, it's from Fat Gecko, and it's the one that they call this one the stealth mount, obviously because it hasn't got that secondary piece in there. So, you know, you've got basically upright. So if you had it upright like that, that would maybe go flat on a dash or flat on your car outside, which is what it's really designed for carrying, like they do them for like sports camera, you know, motorsport, stuff like that. But I haven't tried it on like anything in the car yet, so I'm hoping it sticks okay to the dash, because I don't think that'll fit inside that stick-on disc that I put on. But I've tried it on my desk, and if you grab hold of it, it nearly rips the desk off the wall. It's yeah, it's basically, so you press it down to whatever like that, your glass dash, metal bonnet, whatever, press that down, and then you lift that, and you can see that bit raises as it pulls the sucker up. So yeah, and you've got an extra screw on there. The thread's metal, and that's a good solid chunk of plastic. It's not like one of these really cheap ones or anything. And this all seems very positive. That's not going to move once you've clamped it up. So yeah, so you'll see how it performs next week, guys. Unless I put anything up in between, of course. Anyway, so yeah, and then I've got some other bits I know that I still have to turn up and what have you. I've just done one video. They've been on at me, the sort of shouting out for it sort of thing, so I've got it done anyway. It's just, everything's just all a little bit sort of hassled and up in the air, that sort of wise at the minute, you know. I've always got something going on or whatever, you know. It's life though, innit? You know, you've got it to do. So right now I've just got to clean up my kitchen, and I've got some of that stew left, so I think that'll be my lunch tomorrow. I'm going to put it in one of those beakers that I've got. I think I showed you them, didn't I? Yeah, I think I showed you them, didn't I? Two of them I got. You put your stuff in, I mean, you know, because I got these because a candle stand in there. You know, like a tin of tin of ravioli, whatever I take. It's usually some kind of a big beefy soup or whatever. But I'll put some of this in it, stick it in the fridge, and I'll take it to work with me tomorrow. And then all I do is microwave it. So, you know, and this is all fully microwavable and vented on the top and everything. So great for that sort of thing. And I think I only paid about $1.50 each for them. I got two. I've had them weeks now. They're doing great. So, but yeah, I've got. What else was there? There was something else. I can't remember what it was. I know I've got some ND filters coming as well, actually, for the Phantom, for the drone, which I'm sort of. It's a bit. I've got one of the bulbs out. Fred! Yeah, one of the bulbs is out, that's why it's casting a bit more shadow than normal, but we've got those little GU10 pot light things. So, but yeah, I've got these ND filters coming. I think there's 2 coming. I can't remember if it's a 4 and an 8, something like that. But obviously, it effectively reduces the light coming in, doesn't it? I think an ND4 reduces it by 2 stops, doesn't it, or something like that. So it just means that you can fly in brighter light and what have you without getting it all blown out and overexposed. And also you can get some good effects by filming running water and stuff like that. So if you up a waterfall or something like that, that sort of thing. So looking forward to trying them out, even if it means I get the drone out. So, but yeah, somebody was on about that. Who was it? It was Carl. Yeah, Carl from America. Carl Burke. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have ever watched his vlogs. He hasn't been on for a while, actually. I know last I saw he'd started doing some building work on his house. But he asked how I was getting on with it and, whether he said, do I need one? I said, well, no, you don't need one. But, I said, if you can try one to see if you think that you would like to have one, then do so. But I suppose, I don't know what it's like over in America for selling your property. If you get, don't know what the charges are like for people to do it, because obviously that's one of the ways now is where the aerial film plots of land and stuff like that for sale. But obviously you can't do it for someone for money unless you've got your license to do it, of course. But so yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if he gets one actually. I should have given him my link. Damn. Can't remember how much I get from that. If anybody buys one from my affiliate link, I think it's 5%. 8% if it's Japanese. Don't know why, but if they're selling Japan at the minute, they're giving 8%. But yeah, it's 5%. Yeah, because I just told Dave Cryer off for getting. Well, I was messing, but I said to him, I hope you use my link. What was it? He got that. Because it's interesting actually that the Osmo Mobile, that's it, where they've done away with the actual camera and you just use the phone. So basically, it's a gimbal. But it's obviously it still connects up to the DJI app and stuff like that, and self-steadies itself and that. Interesting bit of stuff actually. So yeah, but not a lot else to tell you guys. This section alone is now running over 7 minutes. So, but yeah, it's generally been about a week. Work's been, like I say, a bit stressful, a bit sort of, I don't know. Everything seemed like you were rushing to get it done last minute. You'd get this stuff and you had to convert it into a finished job and get it out the door, or, and customers constantly ringing me. My brother's been sort of in and out over the last couple of weeks as well, so and he would normally take all the phone calls, so it's just been, it's got me up there a bit. But no, other than that, it's been okay. So, but anyway, guys, I've waffled on too long, so I'm going to let you go. Although most of you won't got this far anyway. So, but do take care of yourselves. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, guys. See you.